Welcome to Cross Court Conversations, your source for trending NBA news and from the couch criticism. I'm Daisy, serving as the moderator with Mastiff
So what's up, y'all? This is Massive, aka Massive HQ.
and Banana,
Yo, this is Banana.
serving as the host. All right, guys, let's go ahead and just jump right in. What's the biggest storyline in the NBA right now?
I mean, it gotta be Wemby elbow, right?
The French elbow. Man, hey, Nas Reed got a strong chin because that people's elbow hit him and he got up.
But okay, so all right. First question is, do you think it was intentional?
Listen, he looked that way. I'm not gonna say he did it intentionally, but he did look to his right where Nas Reed was, and then he swung for the fences.
That man looked right at that man's face and gave him the Ron Artest treatment.
Wow.
That's crazy to me.
Which one do you think was worse, the Ron Artest or that one?
Oh, Ron Artest was definitely worse. One, Ron Artest caught James Harden way better.
Yeah, it was like it was right flush on a yeah. That was
Ron Artest one was definitely better. Also, at least Wemby had the pretend I was making a basketball play, trying to get people off of me and saying that type of thing. I'm 7'4", of course my elbow is going to hit him in the face. Ron Artest had to lift his elbow up during a non-basketball play and elbow that man in the face. So,
that man walked right past James Harden and just bow. And just kept walking and just running.
Well, the craziest thing about this elbow to me though is that did you see like the aftermath of it, like Wemby on the bench
asking what a flagrant 2 meant? Yeah.
It's crazy to me that Wemby don't know the rules.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like
it was like crazy. What? Oh my bad.
No, I was gonna say like I feel like they just gave him what was it? It was just a flagrant 2. Like they didn't like do any like extra.
Nah, he didn't get suspended for any more games. Nothing like that. Which, as a Warriors fan, I'm a little upset about because they gave him a flagrant 1 after the game, and then he was suspended for a whole game. So Draymond barely
I feel like
that man.
Yeah, I feel like it should have been at least a 1 game.
Yeah.
But yeah,
even if you want to joke and say it wasn't intentional or whatever, but he looked at the man in the face before swinging the elbow. So like I'm like, that's anybody else non-playoffs, y'all suspended him for at least a game. So
at least a game. But
yeah, it was just crazy to me. He didn't know the rules though, because literally they were like, yeah, flagrant. He was like, tap hands, but he's like, what does that mean?
Did you Wemby is he had got long arms. Did you see how he pulled Harrison Barnes down from his sitting position?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was like, he really like an alien with that arm. Like he just put his whole hand on his head and just put him closer to him. Like,
and what's so crazy about it is him being like ejected. I've never seen that type of reaction before. It was like he said, "I'm ejected," and he was like,
"Okay."
And then he just started dapping folks.
Okay, so for game 5, you think it's you think he will come out going crazy?
I honestly, if he was playing any other team, I feel like he would. But he playing the Timberwolves, and I know it's gonna be smoke next game.
Yeah.
Because Timberwolves be on straight BS. I'm not gonna lie. They gonna get him all types of cheap shots. I already know it.
Yeah. Oh, Jaden McDaniels. Yeah, he be all up on you. What else is going on? Oh, one other stories going on right now is the refereeing in the OKC Laker games.
That's why I've been hearing the buzz about it, but I haven't actually saw it with my own eyes. What's been going on?
I've watched all the games, and There are some calls where I feel like the referees are not calling for the Lakers, but they're calling for the OKC. Okay, OKC.
Yeah,
But I don't think the Lakers are losing because of the refereeing. I do think though that the way that the referees ref the game will dictate how players have to play.
mm-hmm.
So if they let you get away with being handsy on defense, then you're gonna continue doing that. But if they're calling ticky tack fouls, then you can't really play defense like you want to.
Yeah.
So
And just keep it a buck. The refs have always called fouls on who they wanted to call fouls. Because okay, so there's certain players that if we call fouls on how they're being defended, this game is going to be 5 hours because they get fouled every play. Like Steph last year, I was upset with the calls in the Rockets game because they grabbed him every play. They would be tugging at his jersey, pulling him all around the place. We trying to go around screens and stuff. But if we call those, this game is going to be forever, and Steph's going to make every free throw. So, like,
yeah, the refs told Doc Rivers that they don't call all the fouls on Giannis because he plays through contact, which makes no sense. Like
it doesn't.
so you're admitting that you see all the contact happening, you're just not calling them. Okay.
Yeah, and I know for a fact they do that, and like a lot of people try to like put that towards like certain systems being rigged and stuff, but I'll give OKC this: they don't get fouled like ticky tack fouls like that happen every play.
No, Shea
When they
do.
get fouled,
Sh-
they sell it.
yeah. Oh no, Shea is like is a paid actor at this point.
If you hit him, he gonna sell it. So they have no choice but to call something if you actually fouled.
That man is a Hollywood actor.
And so that's what it is so hilarious about all the comments and stuff is because like we was just talking about Wemby's elbow and everything. And so all the comments on the YouTube video was, so how many free throws did Shea get from this? That's all the comments were on that YouTube video because they were that's the meme now. Shea just gonna take a bunch of free throws.
Yeah, I feel like he gets fouls off of plays that do not look like basketball plays.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was like actual basketball plays where you're like, yeah, you can exaggerate the call on an actual basketball play, then yeah, okay, you're gaming the system. But on
Yeah.
the plays that don't look like it's a basketball play, you should not get the foul. And like,
And like the thing I hate most about him and the fouls he gets sometimes is that he gets so many shooting fouls that I don't see anybody else getting for the same antics.
yeah,
Like they gonna call a shooting foul on him, he's gonna be shooting free throws. I'm like, y'all call this on the floor with so many other players, but we're saying it's a shooting foul. I don't understand that.
because there was the last game there was a foul on, like they fouled LeBron and he had already picked up his dribble to shoot and they said it was on the floor
Yeah,
and everybody was confused about it. I'm like, and so it's like the calls like that where it seems like it's going one way with the referees that make people think that it's rigged, but I don't think they're losing because of the referees, but it's been some terrible officiating in that series so far.
yeah. And the thing about the fouls and the rig thing that always trips me out is that so if the NBA was rigging stuff like this, they'd rig it for the teams that would bring them the most money. OKC is a small money market. That's not nobody really wants to watch OKC in the finals. Now, a small money market that has always just like lived off of being in the finals and everything is the Spurs. And now with Wemby being here and just like a foreign savior right now,
Right?
I can see something being rigged for him because you got other countries wanting to see him in the finals. If you
Yeah.
say that's rigged, okay, I'm like, okay, cool, all right, whatever. OKC, I'm just like, no one want to watch OKC. I was hoping last year they lost just so I can get an interesting finals, but I mean, I still got one. I don't think they should have won last year because if Tyrese Halliburton don't tear his Achilles, I don't think they win. But
Yeah.
it's
That was their magic run, like the magical run for the Pacers that year, last year.
yeah. All I'm gonna say is OKC better hope that the Timberwolves can somehow pull off this upset against the Spurs. I don't think they want to see San Antonio in the next round.
They're not beating San Antonio. I don't think OKC beating San Antonio if it's them two in the next round.
Yeah, outside of my Warriors games that I watched, most watched games I watched this entire season was the Spurs versus OKC, and just to watch how much the Spurs was dominating the OKC team, they don't want to see the playoffs.
Yeah, the only thing though is that since they got too big, is they get to throw big bodies at Wemby to tire him out.
They do.
In like a 7-game series, that might actually have some weight to it.
It might, but the thing with that is that when they played in the regular season, it didn't matter because Hartenstein don't know how to play defense on Wemby without fouling. So
yeah,
and
foul
Chet
trouble.
kind of got the same issue is that he fouls the mess out of Wemby. So they stayed in foul trouble for majority of the games when they played against the Spurs. So like I'm just like they might whoop up on them for the whole series. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I think it would be an interesting series, but I think if Minnesota pull it off, I got Minnesota going to the finals.
I want to see a Minnesota finals. Well, I put it this way: I want to see Ant in the finals.
Yeah,
I want to see Anthony Edwards in the finals.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's good. I'm very much an excitement guy when it comes to NBA, and some people may say I'm a ball hog favorite, but I want to see somebody shooting the shots and being like, we gonna win or lose by my hand. That's what I want to see. And that's what Ant-Man did when he played the ball. We gonna win or lose based off of how I'm shooting. If I'm not hitting shots, we gonna lose.
Oh, I guess that will kind of go into our next question, Daisy.
Oh, yeah. So, what are your views on the playoffs so far? And you already kind of answered, Mastiff, about predictions as to which teams will be advancing.
Yeah. So here's my prediction so far. So obviously, OKC putting B2A on the Lakers right now. So OKC winning that series, and then I want Minnesota to win. They're probably not going to win because Wemby is just a cheat code, but
yeah.
I want it to be Minnesota OKC in the conference finals in the West, and then the Knicks already won their series in the East, and so we're waiting on Detroit versus Cleveland, which I think Detroit is up right now.
Yeah, and I don't even care who the Knicks play. I just want to see the Knicks. The rest of the East is so boring to me outside of the Knicks right now.
See, I feel like the Knicks are on like they played a unhealthy Sixers team.
Mm-hmm.
So if they go against Detroit, I think Detroit winning.
Detroit.
I don't like Detroit, but I think
it's so confusing to me.
Yeah, they're very confusing, which works in their favor because you don't know what you're going to get.
They want to be a good team or a bad team, but I will say this though: against the Knicks, they're going to have to be that good team every game against the Knicks to win that series. I don't know if they got that in them.
I think defensively they do. Offensively is where all the confusion comes in at.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's Cade and then who's coming along with them at whichever game.
And Cade, to that point, still he don't take over games like I be needing to sometimes. Sometimes at certain points in games where I'm like, Cade, ball is in your hand now. Don't get nobody else. If you give it to somebody else, get the ball back.
Yeah,
this is your time to get these buckets.
Call for the ball because he's gonna have either Josh. No, they're gonna put OG on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're gonna put OG on him. But I think he can still get past OG.
Yeah, that's the only thing about the Knicks. Also, is that Jalen Brunson is a scrappy defensive player, but he's not necessarily a good defensive player.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of how Curry played defense. Curry is not a great defender, but he led the league in steals one year just because he know how to be in the way.
Oh
That's kind
yeah,
of how Jalen Brunson play defense. He just
and get the passing lanes going too.
and bigger guards hate playing against smaller guards that are scrappy. So
Oh, I think Cade loves that. Cade will get in the post on him.
now he is a different one because Cade and uh, Paulo they play similar games when it comes to that. So he will do that.
Yeah.
But that's just he gonna have to shoot that ball for the Knicks help come because Knicks help be quick.
Oh yeah.
Everybody try to post up Brunson, but like the Knicks help defend so quick, and that's what it's also gonna lead to Detroit hitting their outside shots.
Yeah, because it's
You got
gonna
to hit
be
this.
OG is gonna be on Cade, and they're gonna put the Thompson twin on Brunson.
Yeah,
So they both got a good defender on like their best player.
yeah.
So it's gonna be whichever player can get off first is gonna be. I think that's the team that's gonna win.
You think the winner is obviously coming from the West, or you think the East got a chance? Like they're gonna surprise the team like they did last year? Because I didn't think the Pacers had no chance walking into that series.
I think I got okay. So obviously I want Minnesota to win the whole thing, but it's most likely gonna be OKC out the West against Detroit. That's my prediction right now, and I got OKC repeating.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's looking like this year. It's looking like an OKC repeat. Like I said, unless they run into the Spurs, but something just in me is telling me Minnesota's winning this series. I don't know what it is, but something's telling me that Minnesota's gonna win this series.
And Ant
And
been waiting for his rematch though, so
yeah, in which he just didn't have enough firepower with. Also, he didn't get good Rudy Gobert
no,
last year. Rudy Gobert has had some good moments in these series so far. I just need him not to just go into a cave whenever they get into the conference finals again, because that's what happened every time they have a solid series against somebody and Ant going off or whatever. Majority of the time, Rudy is on the bench because he can't help
yeah.
out there defensively. So
And then they lost DiVincenzo for the playoffs.
yeah, mm-hmm.
So yeah,
which he's another person I hate to see balling as much as he does on the teams he plays for now, because where that used to be at. It's like
oh no, listen, when the Bucks traded him, I was like, why? This is like one of your best off-ball defenders.
DiVincenzo was great for the Bucks. I don't know what he was doing with the Warriors, but he was great for the Bucks, and he was great with the Knicks. I was kind of confused when they traded him.
Yeah, to get Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, but
No, it was a
he
good
did great. He was great.
it was a good cat.
Yeah, they get Cat, which I mean I guess worked in their favor. I mean, but honestly, and Julius Randle hadn't been showing it at the time. That was kind of like a pick for pick trade to me. I was like, well, I got Cat, traded Julius Randle, but it didn't. At that time, I didn't feel like it made it better. But apparently, these NBA execs know better than me, because apparently Cat needed to be in a different system.
I mean, after getting called soft by Jimmy Butler. Yeah, those Minnesota fans
Jimmy
ain't
wasn't
forget
lying.
that.
I said, which Jimmy wasn't lying. He was
Yeah.
telling the truth. I was about to say he was soft over there. He done toughen up a little bit with the Knicks. But also, with the Knicks, you ain't got space to just be sent over there being soft, because their fan base is the craziest fan base in the NBA.
Oh yeah.
So they're gonna let you hear about it.
So your prediction for the finals?
My prediction for finals is, I think it's gonna be OKC versus the Knicks.
OKC Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if the Knicks keep shooting like they're shooting and playing like the defense they've been playing, then I can see it.
Yeah, because that's the only thing that scares me about Detroit right now. If I could trust Detroit's offense more, I'd say they're shooting in for the finals, just because their defense is ridiculous, but their offense is what they literally play such great defense that it keeps them in games where their offense is playing horrible.
I mean, the way they've been playing against Cleveland, Cleveland's trying to lock it up to 2-2.
Now, question: did Tobias Harris come back, or is he out? Because he was Donovan Mitchell did him dirty. I don't know if you saw that.
Did he get injured?
I don't know if he was full injured, but he went down like he had tore something.
You talking about that crossover?
Yeah,
I saw that. Like that made Tobias look old.
That I was just gonna say. I've never seen a player that young look so old. I mean, he's not like a young buck in the NBA, but he's not like veteran age yet. So that made him look so old.
Like it's like one of those videos of old people that just try to do something athletic after not doing it for a while, and they just let it give out on them. That's what it looked like. Mm-hmm. Oh man, that was
right by him. I was like, this is crazy. I was like, my hell, yo, serious. I was like, I don't even know if he got hurt for real. But I was like, well, he out. But yeah, so I'm gonna go OKC Knicks right now.
Okay.
If the Detroit shows me more in this series against Cleveland, because Cleveland defense it's okay. They got okay defense, but it ain't top tier like that. Like they should be putting up good amounts of points against Cleveland. They show me more on the offensive side. I might switch over just because how crazy their defense is, but
yeah. But yeah, I feel like I guess we're in agreement that OKC coming out the West regardless.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And mine is mainly because I just for some reason feel like Minnesota is beating the Spurs. If Minnesota didn't beat the Spurs, I'd say Spurs Knicks final. Because OKC ain't showing it against the Spurs to where I'm gonna pick them in a series against them. But I just feel like Timberwolves is gonna beat the Spurs for some reason.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like, and now I am partially a conspiracy theorist myself when it comes to some of the rig stuff. I just don't think that. I feel like if Wemby gets to a finals in his first year, something's rigged. I just don't. Because I know they made some great moves. They got a great team and all that, but I'm just like, no, nobody does this in year two. It's not a year two thing. We ain't seen this since Magic, so I'm like, I
mean, what Wade got to the finals? Was that his third year or second?
Third year. Third, yeah. Oh, it might have been his second. Wade might have been his second. When Wade come to the league? 2004 or 2003?
2003.
Okay, it was his third year then.
Okay.
That's the problem. And third year is fine to me. I don't know why, but third year is fine to me. I'm like, okay.
I mean, this Wemby's third year.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought Wemby was a rookie last year.
No. That was.
No, it is his third year.
Yeah, it's his third year.
Well, maybe I go Spurs Knicks finals. This is definitely third year. Actually, this is third year.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It don't seem like Wemby been in the league for 3 years.
It don't, but yeah, it's been 3 years.
They definitely. What's the name was? It was Cooper Flag. Then what's the dude with the Hawks? I can't remember his name. So that was a forgettable draft anyway.
Oh wow.
Zachary Ricochet.
Yeah. And then Wemby was there year before. So yeah, this is Wemby third year.
Oh man, Zachary Ricochet, like, yeah.
The draft as a whole was forgettable anyway, but now he ain't like Anthony Bennett bad, but he's.
See, Anthony Bennett, I feel like was just lazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like my thing, like back in the day, I was like, even though I cheer for the Bucks, I kept track of Cleveland because I'm from Ohio, and I was like, like all like the Cleveland games I would watch, and like Bennett he was just lazy.
Yeah, and that's what he just came out of nowhere though. That was
that was a crazy pick. Like, everybody was confused. He was confused.
That's
You
what
know, I
I'm.
never.
What you say?
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I honestly don't. Be honest, I don't know what I was going to say anyway. So
Gonna use that as a great transition to
yeah.
switching gears into postseason talk. So, do you guys have any comments about the NBA draft lottery that just happened?
um,
That I will say this: the draft lottery every year now is starting to feel like something that is rigged. I
Mm.
don't know, because I know the Wizards were tanking and all that different stuff like that, but some of these trades that are happening with these teams, and then they come around getting the first pick, is just kind of crazy to me. Like the whole Dallas thing last year, where they traded Luka, which is the craziest trade ever, and it looks like it paid off because they mess around and get the first pick in the draft, and then Wizards trade and they get Trae Young and AD, and now they got the first pick also. So when they come back from injury next year, they're gonna beat them coming back from injury. It just looks like the same thing that just happened with Dallas.
I mean, I saw a report that said the Wizards were willing to trade back in the draft, which I don't know why they would.
Y'all don't either. For
You
who? That's my question. Like,
you got someone AJ DeBonsa who looks like he will be a guaranteed superstar, and you say you're
yeah,
willing to trade back. That makes zero sense at all.
none at all. Because I watch AJ's BYU games. That you want him.
Yeah,
Like, he's a bona fide number one pick in my opinion. So
yeah. So it's him, Darren Peterson, and listen. I say Caleb Wilson over Boozer because he's more athletic.
yeah,
But you can't go wrong with either one at 3.
Boozer also just touching the college. He had an impressive year, but he wasn't that much of an impressive player to watch on the TV.
He wasn't like an exciting player, but he got the job done.
Yeah.
Like
Now,
not like the first two.
Yeah, no, definitely not them. But question for you: Where are the Bucks in the draft?
At number 10.
I'm sorry.
But here's my idea for the Bucks though. And if anyone from the organization is listening, reach out to the Clippers. They got the number 5 pick. That's the only team in the top 5 that are in a win now mode that's probably willing to trade off that pick. And Giannis and Kawhi would be a good team up.
Mm.
Would, even though I want Giannis.
Listen,
I'd love to see Giannis in the Warriors jersey.
Listen, when they were like throwing out all the drafts and stuff for like at the deadline, I was like, I don't want them to go to a team that's already established because any draft picks we get are going to be late first round, which is going to be hard for a rebuild unless you get really lucky.
Now, there is a sleeper player that's a fringe lottery player, since y'all is in that 10th spot, that I feel would pair perfect with Giannis. And this is not any of my bias showing because I'm an Alabama fan, but LeBaron Fallon from Alabama.
LeBaron, yeah, I saw that.
He is a perfect pair to Giannis's game at a point guard position.
You know what? See, look, I am of the like I've already made up in my mind that I am okay with Giannis getting traded. Like, that's my guy. He brought us a championship. Yes. There's no hard feelings at all, even if he wanted to get traded or not. But at a certain point, if he doesn't say that he wants to stay here and sign an extension, as a company, as a business, we're moving you to help us with the rebuild.
Yeah.
It's better to move you now than to let you walk and we come out with no draft picks. So
at this point, even I feel like how powerful some of these teams are becoming right now, starting this is the perfect time to start your rebuild mode anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like they probably should move on from Giannis anyway right now just to start the rebuild, because
we brought in a new coach already.
Yeah, and unless we make some kind of magical move, it's not going to shoot us from where we're at right now with Giannis to contender.
Listen, we're in a bad spot right now because we signed Taylor Jenkins, which I think was a great hire for the Bucks as a coach. But we still have Doc Rivers on our books for one more year, along with Adrian Griffin on our books for a year. So we're still paying 2 other head coaches for one more year. Then we have the Dame contract stretched out still for a couple seasons, which does not give us any flexibility when it comes to free agency, which is why I'm like, well, we might as well go young.
Yeah.
It's less expensive. You can trade Giannis. You can, if you trade him to the Clippers, you can throw in a third team to get to move Darius Garland, bring in some other young talents, because I feel like our young guards right now I would keep.
Yeah.
And then you can like use the number 5 pick to draft someone, and then use the number 10 pick. If anything, I would try to keep the 10th pick and just scoop up that 5th pick, and then start the soft rebuild then, and just let Giannis go to the Clippers. Like I think the Clippers would be a good situation for him, because he wants to go to a contender, which the Clippers are. They can be one with him and Kawhi.
Yeah.
And then on the return, we get some young talent. And maybe some future draft capital as well, since we don't really have a draft pick until 2031, I believe.
Which is crazy, but yeah, they I feel like if the Bucks are thinking about their future whatsoever, it's probably time for a move. Because
Jimmy Haslam, who I'm not the biggest fan of as an owner, because he owns the Cleveland Browns, and you've seen how they've been. He said that he wants to get something done before the draft. So whether he signs an extension or he gets traded, he said he wants something done, which I agree with. So that gives us about less than 6 weeks.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know what that move's gonna be. No, some kind, because it ain't even with Giannis. Giannis is doing nothing but getting older right now, and so you might as well try to start your post trying to hold on to Giannis. And I know he brings a bunch of money in. I know he does, but you got to start thinking about the future, because Giannis maybe got. And Giannis kind of takes care of his body, so I say six more.
His play style makes it hard to kind of like fathom, though.
Yeah.
So and that's one of the things where I because he hasn't really developed out like an outside shot, not even like a 3-point shot, just like a consistent mid-range shot. It's hard to have a smooth sailing offense around him that can switch things up, because with him playing his brand of basketball, the offense has to play a certain way. You have four 3-point shooters and you let him drive, and that does not win every game.
Yeah. Especially if you don't have somebody else on that team with him,
like Chris Middleton,
that can get that can get their own basket, though. Because by the time Chris with them, he was spot up by the end.
Yeah.
So,
and then you brought Dame
you
in,
somebody that can do that spot up and go get their own basket.
Yeah, because they brought Dame in thinking he would be something, but Dame is old too.
Yeah,
like people don't realize Dame spent. He spent like 2 or 3 years in college, so he came out of college already older, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure Dame went to his junior year in college.
Yeah, and so he's been in the league. Like Dame is like 30, 34, 35 or something like that. Like he's up
like
there.
I think he was in the 2011 draft. I think that's when Dame came out. So I think Dame's already in like year 14 right now in the league. So like
2012. Yeah.
2012.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, he's been in the league with 14 years already.
Yeah. And everybody can't stay on their pace they've been on. Like everybody, there's only so few LeBrons and Currys in the world because both of them should be full on decline right.
LeBron's on the decline. It's hard watching sometimes.
He's on a decline athletically, but he's still even on the court. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan, which is crazy because like everybody would thought I'd just been ecstatic when he went to the Lakers because like I'm a Curry fan, so that's why I root for the Warriors. But I've been a Lakers fan my whole life. I don't watch the Lakers for real, like
Wow. Oh, just a hater,
no
just a
more
hate.
because I don't like LeBron on the basketball court. Outside of basketball, love LeBron. He's a great father, great in the media, all that different stuff. I've always hated LeBron on the basketball court ever since he made that Heat movie.
LeBron, my
I
guy.
always hated him. So I've been a big Bron hater when it comes to basketball. But he is still leagues better than like he can go to majority of the teams and they're the best six man in the league right now. So
I feel like
I think more of him is falling into his role now. He can't lead a team right now, which is why Lakers aren't doing much right now because Luka's out.
Yeah. I feel like his biggest decline has been his finishing at the rim. He's been missing. He's been missing a lot of shots at the rim.
Yeah,
stuff that he would just normally make, like he could make in his sleep back in the day. But
so that's what I'm like.
But LeBron's my guy though. I've been rocking with him since he got drafted.
That's what's crazy because I was even as a Kobe fan, I was a big LeBron fan.
Hater.
Up until that Heat move, then I became a hater. It was somebody that not 3, not 4, not 5 thing that threw me off.
Oh, see, that was ridiculous, but yeah,
and I was so excited when the Mavs beat them that first year. So that's I was like, I became the biggest LeBron hater at that point, mainly because the Mavs beat Kobe that year, and I was like, LeBron better not go and beat this Mavs team. Just beat Kobe. So I was the biggest hater during that series.
That was a rough series for my boy. I mean, he still averaged close to a triple double, I think, but he didn't score like that.
But yeah, so now I'll be honest with you. We done kind of like slid over into our next topic anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just. What'd you say?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'll just talk about the Warriors right now because, as I said, I'm a big Curry fan, and I don't even want to see the Warriors. I ain't gonna say I want to see the Warriors compete and get another ring while Curry's still here because that seems so impossibly far from right now. I just want to see them compete. That's all I want to do is see them compete.
No, that's
it like since that last ring they got, I feel like they've just like fell off of anything front court wise. Like we got Draymond, and I mean they tried to make a move and bring in Porzingis or whatever. And I honestly think if Jimmy was active, they could have did something with Porzingis. But I feel like honestly the Warriors need a coaching change.
He just signed a 2-year extension.
Yeah, and that's the point. That's the point. Steve Kerr is not a great coach.
Dang.
Steve Kerr was fashionably lucky. The players he came into.
Yeah, because Mark Jackson had them on the up and up.
Yes. Steve Kerr came in with Steve Kerr came in with more of a Curry focus. I'll put it that way. Mark Jackson had a heavy team focus. Steve Kerr came in and said, this is the guy. So everything needs to gravitate around him. Mark Jackson was still trying to run offense.
which is
You
why
got Steph Curry on the court.
Which is why I'm surprised that he hasn't gotten another coaching job since then.
Exactly. But I also don't. I feel like Mark Jackson don't want to coach because I feel like he just always done been upset about what the Warriors turned into after he got fired when he probably thought he shouldn't have been fired because he was turning them into that. But that's even with him though.
And that
Mark,
was
Mark Jackson,
after. Did they make the finals with Mark Jackson, or were
no,
they close? They made the playoffs though that year.
they made the playoffs 2 years in a row. They beat the Spurs in Mark Jackson's last series, and I think they lost to the Clippers in the next round. But I'm gonna tell Mark Jackson the reason he got fired. The reason Mark Jackson got fired is because the only person in the front office and the coaches, anybody that wanted to keep Steph Curry was Jerry West. Mark Jackson wanted to keep Monte Ellis. Everybody in the Warriors front office wanted to keep Monte Ellis.
You know what's funny
Jerry
though?
West was that
They were going to trade Curry for Brandon Jennings, but that was because Curry kept getting that ankle injury.
Yeah,
like he had didn't he get like metal screws in his ankle?
Yeah, and he got like special ankle braces that he had to like basically wear for the rest of his career too. Also, and I will say at the time period, Brandon Jennings like was on a tear.
Yeah,
at the time, but it's just so I watched Curry at Davidson. If we can get this man's ankles right, this is what I want on the team. If we can get his ankles right, this is what I want on the team. And that's what Jerry West was on. Jerry West threatened to leave if they traded Curry. He was like,
"Oh, really?
Yeah."
I didn't know.
He was
all
like,
that.
He's like, I would have nothing to do with this organization if y'all trade Steph Curry. That's literally how Curry stayed on that team because they was full on in the trade to trade Curry.
See, I didn't know all that.
Yeah. And so that's the only reason we had the Warriors that we have today is because Jerry West was like, I'm gonna leave. Y'all trade him. That's what it's like. So guess their better judgment, they wanted to keep Jerry West. So they let Monte Ellis go. And that was everybody though. Everybody was like,
and that's how Monte Ellis got to the Bucks.
And Monte Ellis was already like, he was still a good player at that point. Monte Ellis was already on a decline. Like, it never made any sense to me. So that's why I never like feel no certain type of way about Mark Jackson. So Mark, all they see in their eyes was like, you are coaching the team. You was from the trade this man. I'm probably that's all they saw in their eyes. Like, you was gonna trade him. Yeah, I know we was gonna trade him too, but you the coach.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I just want to see the Warriors compete right now. Maybe competing is just them having a full team healthy because that's their issue right now. They can't stay healthy. They would have been able to compete this year. They would have had Jimmy Butler and Porzingis this year with Curry. They would have competed this year. They would definitely won that play-in game against the Suns. Now, probably would have went in there and got smacked by the Thunder, but they at least gave them a game or two. I don't think they were losing 4 like the Suns did with a healthy Warriors team, but
because now you have to worry about Jimmy Butler coming back from his torn ACL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. We got him on contract. Can't move nowhere anyway because Jimmy's also getting old.
Right.
So,
people talking about the Bucks should grab him. I'm like, no.
Yeah, no. Jimmy is also getting old now. He still plays great defense, but he hasn't had that defensive decline that like Clay had because Clay would still be a Warrior right now, if shooting declining. He can still play defense like he did. He can't play that defense anymore. This is why they let him go.
And then after the injury, his shooting was never the same either.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who I'm really mad about, and I know he ain't really did nothing for neither of the teams he's been on, is I was very upset about Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
The whole situation with him and Draymond, I was like, Steve Kerr, you got punched in the face. Why you couldn't talk to Jordan Poole? Michael Jordan punched you in the face. Why you couldn't talk to Jordan Poole and get him right, bro? Because like, I'm not gonna lie to you, he could have been like a torch carrier for Curry, like learning under Curry how Curry play and everything like that. He just had to learn how to practice those shots that he was taking. Because Curry, the shots that he takes, as unbelievable as they are, he practices them.
Yeah.
That's what D'Lo was like. One of the worst things ever to him was getting traded to the Warriors because he had to sit there and watch Curry practice all of these shots and make them. So that's what he was like. How much work is he putting in for him to be able to hit these shots and be confident enough in them that he's practicing them pregame?
I think Jordan Poole would have been good on the Bucks because Giannis creates so much gravity that he would have been open for a lot of shots.
Yeah.
And then he would have had a lot of one-on-one matchups.
And that's why he was great for the Warriors.
Yeah, because he actually had some open shots.
Mm-hmm. And that's why KD and everybody wants to talk about him. KD is not a team carrier.
No.
KD can get hot and make some shots and get you there, but if you put everything on KD, he's not a team carrier.
I mean, you see the Rockets.
You see the Rockets, the Nets, the Suns. He's not a team carrier whatsoever. I mean, that's even with the Thunder. Like, the Thunder were great when they had Russ and James Harden with KD. He's not, I'll go get this bucket. I've seen LeBron, I've seen Curry, I've seen them win playoff series by themselves.
True.
I ain't never seen KD win a playoff series. I barely have seen KD just win a playoff game just because of him. And I'm not even a KD hater. I'm just like, everybody puts him on the level of like some of the other greats and stuff because of scoring titles and all the different stuff. I'm like, KD be one-on-one a lot. He's 7 foot. You leave a 7-footer with that type of offensive talent one-on-one, he's gonna do that.
Yeah, he
but
should.
You put
do
two
that.
bodies on him, he turning the ball over. That's literally all the Lakers did was put two bodies on him, and KD just folded.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that was just like and that was regular season games. Like, not even to mention like the playoffs. But I mean, he only played in one of the games.
Mm-hmm.
But they were saying like the team was just over him for the most part.
Yeah, that was also a crazy trade to me. Also, I know you think we could make a move, but offensively, the Rockets now they did not have Fred VanVleet for that whole thing for a good portion of the season, but offensively, the Rockets last year were Jalen Green, Fred VanVleet, and surprisingly enough, Dylan Brooks. Well, not even surprisingly, because Dylan Brooks was averaging almost 30 in the series against the Thunder with the Suns. So, not surprising. He does play great defense. I hate him, but he also can play good offense. So, that was your offense. You traded 2 of your top 3 scorers for KD. And then the third of your top 3 scorers got hurt. This is now KD's team to run offensively. That's where your downfall went.
And the thing is, I feel like KD can not run an offense, but he can average assists because if he's tall enough to pass over people, but he just his mindset is that of a scorer first. Like, he just wants to hoop and score.
Yeah. That's it. He's a pure scorer. If you put KD one-on-one against anybody in the league, I'd probably take him. But you put him in a team game where he might catch 2 bodies, it's a few people in the league I'll take over KD. So
yeah,
because he don't got KD also doesn't have just great basketball IQ. He got great scoring IQ. But as far as like when I gotta do something else other than scoring, he lost to that.
And the crazy thing is, like, he's shown flashes that he can do it though. It's just he hasn't done it. And that's like the part where That's the part that's
He usually,
irritating, though. Is like,
yeah, he usually also has somebody that he could trust to score the ball. If he don't feel like he could trust the other players on his team to score, he's not giving them the ball. And he's just gonna turn it over. Like that's what over the years of the teams that he had actually been doing stuff is like if he trusts other like if he got a Curry or a Kyrie or James Harden, I know I can get them the ball, they can score. If I got Jabari Smith, who's a spot up shooter, Reed Shepard, who showed that he could get his own basket sometimes and just fell apart in the playoffs. I got those type players on the team. The Thompson brother is not really a scorer. He can score. He can do a whole bunch of athletic, but he a defender.
I'm still
I
trying to
got them.
figure out why they have him as like the point forward when he's not really a point forward.
That's not what he should be running at all. Who they coach again? And
Ime.
that was just ain't Ime. Ime don't coach either. Ime Udoka is not a great coach either. That's why, honestly, that's why the Celtics lost to the Warriors in that series because I don't have no idea why they were still running drop coverage against Curry in the finals, but they did it the entire series.
Listen, his highlight is him just calling people the B word.
Exactly. That's all
every time the camera pans to him, he's throwing out that B word. I'm like, what is going? Like that is not something the coach should be just saying readily.
Yeah. I was like, that was a crazy hire to me too when they hired, but I understood it because like, okay, yeah, he just got the Celtics to the finals, but the Celtics honestly can get themselves to the finals damn near. If it wasn't for somebody giving Joel Embiid some magic legs to play that series this year, they would have won that series and gave the actual series. So like the Celtics team has been fringe final teams like for years or whatever. They've been doing it without Ime Udoka. So I don't. The Rockets hiring him didn't make much sense to me, even though like I said he got them to um, the playoffs last year. But again, they had players that was doing it on their own. That's
Yeah.
why they lost some of the games. Because Jalen Green would shoot them out of the game. That's how he been playing all year. Ain't nobody coaching me. I'm gonna go shoot. That's how he been playing. So
Yeah, it's and the thing I thought Jalen Green would have been like a really good player too if he had the right coaching.
mm-hmm.
But then you see him with Phoenix, and then now Phoenix. I feel like he did decent, but I feel like
That Phoenix team,
he's too injured now. I feel like he's been
yeah.
injured so much lately.
But yeah, Ime Udoka is just one of the many coaches in the league that are getting over on talent. That's why I was glad the Bucks made the move they did. And I don't dislike Doc Rivers, but Doc Rivers got over by talent for so many years in this league.
Oh
It
yeah,
wasn't necessarily it was talent.
I was ready for the move. Like I'm not going to necessarily blame everything on Doc because
Yeah,
like players have to take some accountability for not playing as well as they should play. But Doc Rivers does not have a system.
Mm.
no.
And I feel like Giannis benefits from a system. Like Coach Bud had a system.
Mm-hmm.
The
And that's
problem
how
with
you know a
the
good
problem with
coach,
Coach
though.
Bud though was that he didn't make adjustments in the playoffs.
Exactly.
But yeah, Doc didn't have a system, and it hurt the players.
But that's how you know a good coach versus somebody that's living off of talent is that you look to these coaches and be like, okay, you tell their system, tell how they run offense. They gonna run their offenses primarily the same way, and they get the players based on the type of offense and defenses that they like to run. That's how they pick up players. It's to get players for their system, all of different stuff. Doc Rivers walks into teams with players and it's like, all right, however y'all like to play. Like he with the Celtics, he had Rondo. He don't really got a coach. You got Rondo running your offense basically. He's coaching the offense on the floor. And you also have Paul Pierce who can score his own basket. You got KG underneath who can score his own basket. You had Ray Allen, who at that time was slowly turning into that spot up shooter, but he can get his own basket. With the Clippers, you had Chris Paul. Chris Paul can coach whatever team he wants to go to right now.
Yeah.
Chris Paul got one of the best basketball IQs I've ever seen in my life. So you literally didn't have to coach them. You had a peak Blake Griffin. You had Jamal Crawford come off the bench. You had talent and a coach on the court. If you don't have that coach on the court for Doc Rivers, his teams ain't gonna do too much of nothing.
Yeah, because he inherited Giannis.
Exactly.
But I feel like he didn't know how to run an offense with Giannis.
When they brought what year did they bring Doc Rivers in? How long Doc Rivers been with the Bucks?
3.
Well, before.
So it was about 2.5, and he had one more year on his contract.
Yeah. So like the Dame move for him made no sense for Doc Rivers as a coach. Dame is not a coach on the court.
Yeah.
Dame scores baskets. That's what Dame does. You have to guard him. That's what he do. That's what he. And I don't know what guard they could have paired with Giannis to help Doc Rivers look good, because I don't know how many of those IQ guards we got in the league no more. But he needed he needs an IQ guard to be a good coach.
That's one of the things with like why I miss Middleton, because Middleton was like, he wasn't like an IQ guard, but he was one of those players that could slow the team down, especially when they got flustered, which happened a lot.
Yeah.
And he was able to kind of help out when Giannis couldn't get a bucket. Like, he was like the steady hand.
He can feed off of Giannis. Man, he knew that, okay, look like Giannis having an off game. I probably got to do more of this game. Like, he just knew how to fill into what position he was playing with the Bucks. Like,
basically. And that's what Giannis needs, someone who could take over a game when he doesn't have it. And they don't have that.
And not take over in the sense of only scoring buckets. Giannis don't need to run the offense.
No.
Giannis is the offense. You need somebody that's going to take over and can run the offense, because you're not Giannis. So there's no reason. Like, getting Dame is like, them being on the court together don't make sense.
It didn't, because even the pick and roll didn't even look good. Like, they were trying to do pick and rolls with Dame and Giannis, which in theory would work out, but Giannis has never really been a screener.
Yeah.
So like, Dame looked better in his pick and rolls with Brook Lopez than he did with Giannis.
Yeah.
Because Brook is a big body.
And that's what, and I'll be honest, like I want to see Giannis in the Warriors jersey, but he don't work in the Warriors system. I just want to see it.
Well, you know, I think he works to a certain extent, because one, you can't leave Curry by yourself, which means that you can't build a wall for Giannis.
Yeah, well, yeah, that.
And one of the big issues with the Bucks is that teams were able to build that wall because players weren't able to hit their shots. You know, Curry is not going to really miss a wide open shot.
And Curry also, a lot of people don't give him credit for, he's a great screen setter, because that's how he get open.
Yeah.
He'll set screens just for him to get open. So he'll run a pick and roll with Giannis just for him to be able to get open. And you gotta come off to guard Giannis on that pick and roll. He's gonna get downhill, which means one of them is gonna be left. So maybe you're right. Maybe Giannis. You know what? Y'all actually listen. Get Giannis in the Warriors. Actually, I just envision it in my head.
Yeah, I think a Dame and Steph combo works better than a Giannis Steph combo works better than a Giannis Dame combo.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Because Steph doesn't need the ball in his hand as much as Dame does.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like Giannis just respects Steph more.
Probably. Because, I mean, anybody that, like, even though Giannis passes the ball and everything, Giannis is a ball dominant player.
Yeah.
Anybody that has another ball dominant player on their team that knows how to play off ball, though, so I'm going to let you work while also getting to my bucket, I'm going to respect them more than another ball dominant player anyway. That's why KD worked with the Warriors, because Curry, I don't need to have the ball to do what I do. Can I have the ball and do what I do? Yes, but
Yeah.
I don't need it. To say, either way, I'm going to run these around this court for the whole game anyway. So, ball or not, somebody running with me.
It's just like, and the thing is, I want what's best for Giannis, but I also want what's best for the Bucks.
Yeah.
So if it's not working and we can't get a good deal for, like, if you can't offer a good deal for him, I would say, I still want to say Clippers. I still say send them to the Clippers. Set us up for the
that'd be the
future.
best move for the Bucks.
And it wouldn't even be a bad move for Giannis, because they have Ty Lue as the coach. They have a bona fide superstar already in Kawhi Leonard. Now it's just filling in those other pieces now. Because Ty Lue has a great basketball mind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I know he can figure out places to put Giannis on the court.
And because that's how you have to know Ty Lue got a great basketball mind, because that's how he stayed as an NBA player for so long, because he wasn't a great NBA player. But he has a great NBA basketball IQ. But on the court, I lie. Ty Lue was on the court because he probably was one of the smartest people on the court. Basketball wise, he wasn't just great. And I don't even mean that in the sense of being like a top player or anything like that. I mean, like, Ty Lue wasn't no Derek Fisher.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Because Derek Fisher wasn't a great player, but he was a great player in his sense. So, but Ty Lue probably had an IQ of Derek Fisher.
And I feel like
probably had one better, because Derek Fisher didn't pan out as a coach. So,
and one of the things with Giannis that I think that he needs is, like, which is why I love Chris Middleton on the team, is someone to tell him to just stop, slow down, like someone who's not afraid to yell at him, to, like, because, like, he hasn't had that since Chris Middleton left.
Yeah,
and the coach is not going to do it.
And that's what. And Chris Middleton was also one of those guys that I don't need the ball to do what I can do, but if you give me the ball, especially in his prime, Chris Middleton was looking like prime Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah,
hit the ball in his hand. Without the ball in his hand, like, he's one of those players that, you might forget about him on the court, but I'm still over here and I'm finna knock down this shot over here.
Right? So, it's like, you gonna leave me open?
Yeah. Giannis needs somebody that can play off of him, while also play like a top player in the league. And there's like, I do it every game, but need somebody to take the load off.
Yeah, it's just gonna be kind of hard to do. It's gonna be hard to get that, at least right now.
Yeah, I mean, especially if he don't go into some that already got a system established. That's why I said the Clippers would probably be the best move for both of
them. And like, the Warriors has a system, so that would work for him.
Yeah, Warriors ain't got no players or picks for y'all though.
Yeah. Because it's like everything's gonna be like in the late rounds.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, because I think him and Steph would be good, but yeah. I wonder if Daisy got up. I heard.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
We just been rambling. You can stop us to go to the next topic, right?
I mean, but y'all were on a roll. Y'all just love y'all some basketball. It just kept going and going, and I'm like, okay.
Well, so that's the part you probably never got to catch us on, when we started talking about our teams. Because that's what I already know. I can ramble stories on this.
I'm gonna give y'all a timer in the future. I'm like, y'all got 3 minutes
Yeah, you
to
should
talk
kind
about
of
your team, and that's it.
you should keep the segments, the topics like maybe like a 15-minute conversation.
Okay, okay. Well, with that being said, I think that brings us to our last topic. Which team has been the biggest letdown in the postseason?
The biggest letdown to me, I know I said I got Detroit going to the finals, but I'm gonna say Detroit because
Mhm.
the way they were getting worked in that first round by Orlando should not have
Yeah,
happened at all.
definitely not. Because I ain't be honest with you. I was surprised when Orlando played because the way Charlotte was looking and where Orlando is going to be Orlando in the playoffs. I mean, it's going to be Charlotte in the playoffs.
It was looking like it for a minute.
Just for them to come in and give the just for them to come in and give Detroit a series is crazy. So
Yeah, I was like when I was like they played terrible in the play in, and Paolo looked like I don't even know what he looked like. He was out there just looked like he was like a second round pick.
because I thought we had another Ben Simmons on our hands at a certain point. Because I was like, not only is Paulo not shooting the ball, he's not even playing his game. So
Yeah, which is crazy because like he reminds me of like Carmelo Anthony, like someone who has that mid range shot that they can get to and just hit it.
yeah, exactly. So that's what I was like. I was very unimpressed with him before that series, and I mean the series he brought some of it back a little bit because I definitely thought Orlando was going to be better than what they were this whole year. And I know a little bit of that was Franz Wagner being out for a good little minute, but I feel like Paulo is also a team carrier, so sometimes you gotta carry that team. Player is hurt. I don't watch too many teams do it. Like you got players on the team, somebody got to carry the torch while the second player is hurt.
I feel like if Orlando got some good auxiliary pieces like Desmond Bain and like okay, I feel like they prematurely fired their coach
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like coaching play didn't play as much of a factor in like their losses as people might put it on the coach because the players were missing shots.
Yeah,
It's like they got to a point where they just look rattled and they weren't able to make shots. And at a certain point, coaching cannot fix you being rattled.
yeah,
That's on the player and like the performance issue at that point because those boys were looking like they started missing every shot.
and that's what was so crazy because my my biggest letdown would be the Celtics, and mainly because of how the 76ers look without Joel Embiid. The Celtics should have never let them. They should have never let them win a game without Joel Embiid. The fact that they gave them one without him on the court originally, that pretty much did them in. And I know JT didn't play that last game well, but I'm like, y'all supposed to have been had this series won. This was not a series that anybody saw y'all. Even with Embiid coming back, nobody really saw y'all losing the series. Um,
Celtics is a
I
good
just
one.
I was just very unimpressed by the Celtics. Yeah, I know they was up 3-1, but like I don't know. It's just very unimpressed by them. I was like, this team that's like a fringe conference finals team every year when healthy. Y'all was healthy for 6 of those 7 games.
Let's see, because it was so Magic, Raptors, the Hawks let me down too.
They let me down too, only because they was giving the Knicks such a good series to start it, and then just like they just forgot to play basketball.
Yeah,
That's who I was originally gonna go with, but I remember the Celtics. I was like, I can't put the Hawks before the Celtics. At least the Hawks came in from the they were what, the 6th seed. I was
Yeah,
like,
they were
so they
succeed.
technically weren't supposed to win the series, but they let me down too because I'm like, y'all stupid at first. I was in there like just looking at Jonathan Kuminga like this is crazy. He was a warrior. Season.
Listen,
Like,
the Nuggets as well.
yeah.
Joker looked pedestrian out there.
And I couldn't understand why. I couldn't figure out it was because he like I hate being the type to say players aren't getting enough help, especially when they're playing with majority of their team that they've won championships with. I don't like saying, "Oh, he's not getting help" and things of that nature. But like, it just seemed like sometimes I don't know if he let the series get too much in his head or what. But like, from the time he like ran on the court after Jaden McDaniels, I was like, "This series over. They're gonna lose this series." I was like, Joker is such an unemotional player that if his emotions are running this high that he's chasing after Jaden McDaniels because of a throwaway layup at the game. I know the unwritten that, which was hilarious to me because when Mike Conley threw the ball, he said he threw the ball. He was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I saw who he threw it to," because he knew he was gonna lay the ball up. I was surprised he didn't dunk because that's what Jaden McDaniels usually does. But I was just like, Jokic is out of this game right now. He mentally he ain't fully into.
Yeah, that's been one of those things. Yeah, that was. But I feel like they've had something like that previously, where someone on the Nuggets did something like that. I feel like they showed like a video of like someone from the Nuggets doing that same thing to them like in the previous year.
Yeah,
So I guess he kept receipts.
he must have because I don't know. But like I said, Jaden McDaniels was gonna do that anyway. It didn't matter what the team was. Like it's ample clips throughout the league of Jaden McDaniels. He's gonna do that. If you give him that ball, he don't care how big the lead is. No, like I said, normally he dunks. So he at least did him that courtesy and didn't dunk them. But he's gonna do that.
And you know what? I don't even have a problem with it.
I don't either. I ain't never really cared about it. Like, well, if you don't want them scoring the basketball seconds during the game, don't make these seconds meaningless. Then y'all should have played better the whole game.
Listen, the game isn't over until there's zeros on the clock. Especially if I get the ball and you run at me, that means you're still playing the game. If I pass it down
Yeah.
court and we score, I don't want to hear anything from you.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I get the ball and you just let me dribble out, okay. But if you try to get that rebound, then you obviously still trying to play the game. So
Yeah, like you're right. As I said, I'm gonna score the bucket. Like we almost got into a fight intramural basketball in college because I scored a layup at the end of the game like that. And I I dribbled the ball from one end of the court to the other. Care. Because
so they
the
knew you
clock,
were about to do something, but they just didn't
yeah,
do it.
the clock don't say zero yet. I'm finna get me some points. I have never cared about it. So I'm like, I can fight y'all on, so I don't care. I'm not gonna kill. I
But
tell
yeah,
you all the time. My brother was the same way all throughout high school. He's gonna score if you give him opportunity for a free basket. You don't care what the score is, how bad we beat y'all. I watch him shoot a three pointer and they up by 20 plus points. He don't care.
so my friend just sent me tagged me in a tweet saying they starting to catch on to what I've been saying. So it's like a report saying the Milwaukee Bucks could be eyeing the LA Clippers 5th overall pick as a means to kickstart the rebuild. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, it's the smartest move for both. Now, the way how greedy these NBA execs is,
Mm.
I feel like they're gonna try to make that move and somehow keep Giannis.
Mm.
Don't know how they're gonna do it, but
That's just the greed of these NBA execs.
Oh,
I feel like
listen,
that's what I'm
no, Jimmy has them. He wants it. He put a deadline on it. Like there. I don't think there's any way that Giannis is staying unless he just openly says, "I guess I want to stay and I will sign an extension." He's not.
Yeah,
He's not staying.
because I mean, if they train Giannis for it, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like the Clippers would give up that fifth pick willingly.
Oh yeah,
So
because listen, Steve Ballmer wants to win. Like the owner of the
yeah,
Clippers, he wants them to get a championship before the Lakers get another championship.
yeah.
So he will give up that fifth pick for Giannis.
So yeah, I definitely can. I can see it happening.
Yeah, so they didn't make a decision. They got a couple weeks.
Yeah. Do we got anybody on the West that we feel like is a playoff letdown? I feel like everything.
No, everybody. Outside of the Nuggets, it seemed like
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, well, yeah. We talked about the Nuggets, yeah. So I guess they
Yeah,
would be the biggest letdown, and
every
mainly
other team
because
was fine.
even though that was a series, it didn't look like a good series from the Nuggets, especially with DiVincenzo being hurt and Ant being hurt for a good portion of the series.
Yeah, like they lost Game 6 with no Ant at all. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think Ant got injured in Game 5,
Yeah,
and then you let them come without two of their two of their big name players, and you lose. Yeah, that was a disappointing.
wasn't that on their court? No. Cause Game 5 was on their court, so
Yeah.
Game 6 was in Minnesota.
Yep. So yeah.
But yeah,
So outside of that, yeah, only the Nuggets was a disappointment. Rockets,
yeah,
you kind of figured they were okay.
yeah.
Vegas didn't think they were the underdog. They had the Lakers as the underdog the whole series, even when they were up, which made no
Which
sense.
is crazy to me. With no KD, I didn't think the Rockets had a chance. With KD, I gave them a slight chance, and that's even without Austin Reeves. The Rockets don't have a system right now, so I didn't expect much.
Their system is to give it to KD, and so yeah, that wasn't gonna work.
And once they lost that one game that they were definitely supposed to win, I was series
Oh yeah,
over.
game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was so the Nuggets, the Pistons,
Celtics.
and Celtics,
And we threw the Hawks in
and
there
with
too.
the Hawks in it. So mainly East Coast teams.
Yeah. The Hawks just disappointed me. So because I thought they was going to get a Knicks series.
Yeah, it's like it was good, and like the last 2 games were just blowouts. I don't know what CJ McCollum was sipping on during that series, but he was balling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, I did not expect that from CJ McCollum.
I didn't either. Well, it's crazy because CJ, honestly, is only, I'll say CJ maybe about year or two removed from his just straight up prime, but he ain't played like it in,
Because he was drafted the same year as Giannis.
2013.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I say he ain't played like it in years, but CJ McCollum's decline should not be as much as what it is, but I also feel like he was a Dame merchant, so you got to put so much focus on Dame that this other ball dominant ball handler is gonna get him some buckets. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, the offseason should be interesting.
definitely should. We're gonna see which teams make moves. I don't honestly, I just know something wild's gonna happen. And I wanna say that right now, the way there really shouldn't be any move changes on top of the NBA, but there's moves like that every year that just confuse me anyway. So
Oh, before we end this, let me ask you, out of the draft picks out of the top draft picks, is there anyone that you think might drop?
Drop from where they are.
Yeah, anyone might slide in the draft?
Um, I don't know because I don't. So my mental slide is just uh, Boozer because I don't put enough trust in his game the way he plays for it to translate to the NBA because he reminds me of like a Trenton Walford that was at LSU, and his game didn't transfer to the NBA. Or he's not as bad as Jaleel Okafor, but Jaleel Okafor was another player that like I knew coming out of college that his game wasn't going to transfer to the NBA.
Oh, Okafor, yeah.
Yeah, that's what worries me about Boozer. And today I don't know. In the worlds of Paulo and Kay Cunningham and the Luca, how slow they play and everything, and still can get the job done. Maybe he's gonna be all right, but I don't think he's gonna fall in the draft. But maybe that's what I should say. Who do I think a draft bust will be? I feel like Boozer's gonna be a bust.
Oh, you think he'll be a bust?
Mm-hmm. That's my hot take for the episode.
See, I don't think he'll be a bust. I think the one who I think might, I'm not gonna say a bust, but he's not gonna pan out how everybody else thinks he's gonna pan out, is Darius Acuff Jr.
So
I feel like he's
no
too.
lie, I forgot all about him.
I feel like he's too small of a guard. Like they're trying to compare, like they compared him to like AI and stuff like that, but I think he's too small of a guard. Like I think he can be good. I don't think he'll be like this superstar talent that people are like saying that he can get into.
Yeah, I don't think he has enough of like Jalen Brunson aspects in his game for him to sustain in the NBA. Now, do I also feel at the same time that he could be a great six man? Yes, but I don't think he has sustainability as a starter. So I agree with you on that. Now, I like you said, I don't necessarily think he'll be a bust, but I don't think he's gonna live up to that hype they give him. Because also, first off, gonna be according to what team he goes to, it's gonna be hard for him to get that shine playing the way he play. Because these teams already have these ball dominant guards like this. He gonna have to learn how to play off of them.
Yeah, unless he goes to a team that definitely needs a point guard.
Yeah.
I think who do you have like who might be the biggest surprise coming out of the draft?
Well, I'm gonna let a little bit of my bias speak again, but like,
oh yeah, LeBaron.
I literally think so many people are sleeping on Philo from Alabama. I watched him play every game against all types of competition in the league. He can do everything that you need him to do. That's gonna be my forever sleeper pick of the draft. And like I said, maybe it's because I watched every game he played, or I watched every single game. But I also watched him play against a lot of these other people in the draft. So I'm like,
I have two, and one of them is like, if he can put on some weight, then I think he'll be really good, which is Keaton Wagler from Illinois.
mm-hmm.
But the other one where I feel like whoever gets him, like he has a chance to be really good, is from I think Arkansas, Trayvon Brazil.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like he has the tools to be really good. Like I'm not gonna say superstar, but I feel like he'll surprise a lot of people.
He also another one that need a little weight to him too. Speaking of Illinois though, ain't that where Stojakovic's son play?
Yeah.
Did he come out this year? He stayed.
I don't know, because I know last year he was with where was he at last year? He was on a different team last year before he transferred to Illinois.
And like I said, it might just be a little bit of my bias again, but I watched him in person play against Alabama. He used to play with. Oh yeah, he was at Stanford and California. He's in the draft this.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Andre.
Yeah. He a sleeper for me too because I just feel like he's very underrated. I honestly feel like he could possibly not get drafted.
6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He's 6'7", but he plays and runs the offense. He got a great post-up game. He can shoot from outside, obviously, because that is.
Yeah.
He can play in and out great. Only thing I think about him is that he play a little Luka defense at times. That's why I feel like the issue wasn't him, because that's the only reason we beat Illinois is because they his defense and the other dude you just named them.
Keaton Wagler.
Yeah. Their defense in that game was not to be found in that second half. And him and LeBaron Furlan, Stojakovic and LeBaron Furlan went back and forth until LeBaron Furlan just decided to play defense. That's literally what that game was. And then the game, until they got it back close or whatever. But that's the issue I believe with him. Honestly, it's not fully his fault because he's a guard. I don't care if he's 6'7". He a guard. He's not really supposed to be guarding forwards at his weight he is right now. Because he gonna get pushed around a little bit.
Yeah, so Keaton Wagler is listed at 180, and then Stojakovic is listed at 205. So 205, you can stand your ground a little bit more if you actually tried on defense. But Keaton Wagler, yeah, he was the one that he needs some. He needs that Giannis diet.
Yeah, because that's somebody else that came in the league very small. Even though Giannis was still strong as crap, but he just didn't have a huge frame.
I just don't want anyone to who's skinny to get on like that Giannis diet and not be able to shoot the ball. But I think a lot of Giannis' problem with the ball shooting the ball is he got big hands.
Yeah. Which becomes an issue for a lot of people.
You see how Shaq used to have to shoot? Yeah, Shaq used to shoot free throws from his fingertips. Like he should just hold. But yeah,
which I mean, I guess is understandable. He has that big. I can keep my hands, so I can't say what it feels like shooting that big.
All right, Daisy.
All right, guys. Definitely did have a great time having your cross-court conversation. Any last minute or last moment comments before we wrap everything up?
Oh yeah, I don't think I made it adamant enough of how much I hate Dylan Brooks. That's all.
You said how much you hate Dylan Brooks?
Yes, I can't stand Dylan Brooks.
I think your hate for him is how my hate was for Lance Stevenson.
Oh my banana. Oh my goodness. Quick story, banana. So I like to wine and dine Mastiff every now and then. So one year I got us basically floor seats to a preseason Bucks game because during the season those ticket prices.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who were they playing that had Lance Stevens?
I think
on the team?
The Pacers.
Yes, and Mastiff would not stop heckling this man. I was scared. He just kept calling this man's name, and I know he heard him. I was really scared. I'm like, what is wrong with you? But
and what's so crazy is knowing Mastiff, I just understand how much he dislikes Lance Stevenson. That ain't even a master character. It's not a master character, so he definitely don't like.
I was just so confused. I'm like, where is this coming from? He's like, Lance. I'm like, I know this man is tired of you calling his
Like,
name.
hey, Lance.
What's so crazy is I definitely probably would be like that with Dylan Brooks if I went to a game he was playing.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
fun
but
though.
you need to get some help. But that is it for our cross court conversations. I hope you guys had a great pleasure in listening to us just babble along. Tune in next time for our next conversation.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all listening. Make sure you tune in next time. We don't have a set schedule yet, but we're gonna hope to do once a week. But yeah, any last words, Banana?
No, just appreciate everybody tuning in. If you tune in, you want to hear us talk about something, just say, let us know.
Oh yeah, make sure if you're listening to this and you have any questions for us to answer on the next one, just put it down in the comment section. We'll definitely have those written down so we can have some talking points for next time. This time, we just kind of went with the flow of like the what's going on today. So any questions are welcome. They'll be answered in upcoming videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, and also, yes, we both play basketball, so don't just think it's just talking and never touch the ball ever before in life. So I have to go ahead and put that out there because I know some comments about it, especially when you start dropping hot take.
I told my
I used to play
mama.
basketball. I don't know, yeah, nah.
I told my mama if she would have put me in basketball, I would have been in the league.
And we would have never met. That's fine.
You know what she said to me? She said, no, you were too busy on the computer and stuff like that. I'm like, girl, we could have been rich. I ain't no computer. But yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll catch y'all in the next one.
Bye.